Welcome everyone to round 4 of the PPR and DaveCam iRacing GT3 League. As you can see, we are at Nurburgring Grand Prix. No chicane, so that's the WEC layout. And this is the talk of the season really in general in iRacing, since we've had ESS, the European Sprint Series at the GP circuit, which is the one we're racing today. And this entire week has been the ESS, Nordschleife combined layout. So you have the whole long 15km track and the GP circuit, maybe even 20km for the Nord track, but if I remember correctly. So some of our drivers may already have some practice on the very exciting Nordschleife, but the GP circuit is great to watch as well, and it's maybe a bit less hectic since it's obviously a normal circuit rather than a very long road. As you can see, this is the second time we're using the heat racing format this season, so this is a 20-minute race at the start, followed by a 30-minute race with the normal practice and qualifying we do normally. So we've got 5 minutes until quali should start. We've got a fair few drivers as usual, I will confirm this. We've got 36 drivers currently in the session, so that should be a very nice grid, especially for the reverse grid, which is the 30-minute race. And as you can see, we've got some cold conditions, so everyone should be pushing flat out here. No excuses for some weird understeer or anything. That's a common excuse for me, honestly. But yeah, let's see how our drivers are doing. So currently on provisional pole, we have Chris Barrett, followed by Alex Go and Edward Hope. Well, Alex Go is 2.5 times off, while Edward Hope is 5 times off. So it's already quite close. While in GT3 AM, we've got Colin Wester on the top once again with a 53.8 and actually higher than half of the GT3 Pro Grid, which is quite impressive. Right now on your screen you can see Chris Barrett maybe getting ready for a quali run with 2 minutes of practice remaining. But for now, it seems like there's a very large disparity in pace. Obviously, Nurburgring is not the easiest circuit, with corners such as the one that Chris Barrett is going through, the Schumacher S. Very fast corner and difficult to nail sometimes, especially when you're on the top end of the car, or the limit if you want to put it that way, where you just, millimeters of difference between gravel and off track, and oh yeah, you're going with speed. We've had some conversations on the Discord server, people asking, or Chris Barrett asking for Alex not to be so fast. Obviously Chris is on top right now, but Alex does challenge him a fair bit. As you can see, the cool dog picture, currently behind an Audi with Fanatic sponsorship in the rear. No idea who that is actually. That is Richard for DRS Racing NL. He's currently in P8. That chicane is going to be interesting to watch. I wouldn't say it's a perfect overtaking opportunity. It's obviously quite fast, but you can make it work. I wouldn't say it's the best, but yeah. Let's take a look at Colin Wester. Oh, he's in the pits now. So Nick Green and Turner Motorsport, I believe it's Motorsport, BMW M4. We have the M4 GT4 that uses that livery, and that was the one that was actually scanning the game first. Obviously we have the GT3 now as well. The worlds apart, if you even try driving both of them. I mean, obviously this is a GT3, but the classic grille is very different between the two cars. Honestly, I'd say I prefer the older M4 GT4. So that's practice over. Nothing really boring. Hopefully we get some bit of action. I won't say I want crashes, but I'll say maybe a little bit of fighting, maybe wheel to wheel, maybe even banging a few doors. As long as you keep it on track, it's great. And now it's sunny. So the first person to leave the pits is Matt Edmondson. That is not the right button. Apologies. There we go. Matt Edmondson followed by Dan Ball with the BMW M4 now. And then we've got Jamie Conway, Alex Gao, Chris Barrett, Edward Hope, Nick Green, Eric Love, Carlton Small. Oh sorry, so a few people even said it entered the pits. That's quite interesting. Oh, that's Matt Edmondson getting a little bit loose on those cold tyres. Maybe putting on the power a little bit too early. You can already see some traffic on track. A little bit of a weird camera angle. But it works, it works. So while we're waiting for drivers to finish off the outlap and start the flying laps, I will want to just take the chance to thank everyone that's working on the league and taking part in the league, and the viewers who are currently watching and in the chat or watching after the stream. It's great to have you. You support PPR, it's great. And thank you to all the drivers for participating. It's the reason I'm here. It's the reason we're all here watching. And thank you to the staff for making this possible. Couldn't be there without you. And obviously DaveCam for the promotion. And also our sponsors, of course, Down on Caravanning. So now we're coming towards the end of the lap now. So we'll come on board with Dan Ball, as he'll be the first person to cross the line. See how he can do this. Putting the iRanks.gg sponsorship on there. I will give him the... well, I'll call him out there. iRanks.gg is a very good service. It lets you know, it provides a numerical value for which car is performing the best. And it obviously has a few different stats that it uses to calculate that. But it's quite good to see which car is currently quote-unquote meta, or at least the go-to choice for select track for either VRS, IMSA Sports Car, or ESS, or ILMS for those OG boys. So, let's see on the gyro camera how Dan does. Gotta keep it quite tight through here. The cars don't have too much downforce, so you can't really take it flat like in an MP1. But it's looking quite tidy so far. Obviously this might be a banker lap for him, but... this is quite a weird corner, obviously. I've done a Nordschleife race today even, and I was no good, honestly. Made my way around the track, but some of the corners were quite difficult to really nail or even keep up with some people. And the classic corner where Montoya, I believe, and Schumacher made contact. Schumacher got spun around, I believe, in that time. The Schumacher S, one of the corners I'd say is quite difficult depending on the car and setup you're using. But looking quite good. Chris Barrett purple in Sector 1, so he's chasing after Dan Bull's time, and it's just a few seconds between them really. So 5-6 seconds of a gap. Jamie Conway also purple in Sector 3, so... oh, that's a car off in the gravel on the outlap. Who may have that been? I do not know who that was. But now the fast chicane and then the final corner. Inside curb, other inside curb and outside curb, nicely done. And now I'll get on the power as early as you can, avoid that little pit entry wall. And there you go. Let's see what lap time that is for the first lap of the qualifying session. Only one purple sector, or Jamie Conway has two purple sectors even. Alex Gow has purple in Sector 4. That's a 53.4 for Jamie Conway, 53.6 for Dan Bull, 55.6 for Matt Edmondson, Alex Gull 53.7, Eric Love 54.3, Edward Hope 53.4. So we're getting a fair few times coming in now. I believe that's Jamie Conway currently on our screens. And now that's Jamie Pounder, the other Jamie. Okay, now it's just flipping through the... there you go, stay on Oliver Swan. So you've got the two chicane online racing cars and Oliver Swan right in the middle of it all. Jamie Pounder saying his first lap. Let's just make sure we have the best time available. There you go. So currently, Jamie Conway on provisional pole by 0.03 of a second on Edward Hope, and Carlton Small on provisional pole for GT3 AM by 3 times on Matt Edmondson. It's only Jamie Pounder currently in the AM field, or surrounded by the AM field. Hopefully he doesn't get eaten alive, but that way else could be quite interesting. Obviously, as we do it, we're going to have the pro drivers start in front of the AM drivers. This is not done in iRacing automatically. We have to create a new session. Otherwise, you have AM drivers starting in front of pro, and as you can imagine, that's a fair bit of chaos. But then Dan Bull going purple in sector 3 and 4, not improving in 1 and 2. Now final chicane and corner, taking similar as he took on the first lap. Can he gain time? Can he gain time? Maybe going a little bit too wide, we'll see on the line. Gains time in the final sector. Oh, he invalidated it. Oh. That's unlucky. Alex Go. Not improving. No, never mind. There it is. 53.143 provisional pole by a whole 1.5 tenths. Chris Barrett saying his first lap now with a purple sector 4. That's provisional pole for him by 400ths per second on Alex Go. So let's see one of our AM drivers now. Jason Orr. Jamie Pounder improving through all sectors so far. Nils Court improving mostly everywhere. And Alexander saying his first lap. Bill Smitham overtaking Jamie Pounder on track. Oh, sorry, Bill Smitham off the track. Correction. Jamie Pounder saying a lap. There you go, jumps up right in front of Matt Edmondson by around a tenth. Jason Orr coming across the line. Doesn't actually improve. Missing out on half a second. Kevin Straw and William Hope on the first banker laps right now. Got just about 7.5 minutes of qualifying. Jamie Lawrence, our league admin, co-owner of PPR. Big thanks to him for organising all this and being just a staff member in general and cool guy to talk to. Coming around in the Mercedes, not sponsored but running the PPR livery. William Hope saying his first lap, P11 for him. Jamie Lawrence saying his first lap. Jamie Lawrence into P7, 54.180, so that's a very good lap for him. Now you can just try and improve from there. And actually he gets leapfrogged by Richard instantly, so he drops down to P8. Nick Green, purple in 2 sectors, 3 and 4 to be exact. Can he keep it together throughout the rest of the lap? Now final straight, so let's see how he's done. And that's provisional pole by a whole 1.3 seconds, 54.003. He is ahead of half the pro grid. That's an insane lap, honestly. Just a second between our provisional pole in Pro and provisional pole in AM. James Braid saying his first lap. Nils Court improving in sector 2 and 3. Adam Singer also improving through quite a few sectors. Getting a bit of a toll from Alex Go, as you can see there. No idea how strong the suck is here. The suck to be exact, the slipstream. For those not enlightened in the racing world. Anthony Lanzaro saying his first lap. That may have been the Mercedes that spun, and there's Derek Ekmanis behind him getting very, very nice tow. Maybe not slowing him down through the corners, but I believe that's a Star Wars Mercedes. Is that the... Oh, I don't remember the symbols, honestly. Derek Ekmanis heads into the pits. That may be the Rebels? I hope that's the Rebels, otherwise I just embarrass myself. I love Star Wars, but... apologies. Jamie Lawrence improving through 3 sectors so far. Duncan Cobb also improving through a few. So it does seem like there's still time to be found for quite a few drivers. Duke Apple and Dan Mead saying their first laps. They gotta speed up if they want to get a few more because there's 6 minutes remaining. Jamie Lawrence coming across the final corner. Duncan Cobb saying his lap. Jamie Lawrence saying his lap. Jamie Lawrence leapfrogging Richard. So he got revenge and then jumping into P9, 54.012. Just behind Nick Green currently. Colin Worcester sets his first lap. Let us see where he is. He is in P2, 54.595, still 6 tenths off Nick Green. So it does seem like Nick has a very good lead, but isn't able to improve on his last lap right here. Parton Small is improving through 2 sectors so far, hour 3. Getting chased by Dan Bull, as you can see there, the 2 beamers. For the fast chicane, looking quite good. Maybe, oh, that seems like an off track, honestly. We'll see, we'll see. I do believe that may be an off track. We saw the gravel, and that's even a bit of a slide. Yeah, that lap's over for Carlton. But Alex Go, his lap's just about to end, and it's not over for sure. Let's see where he takes himself. Puts himself on provisional pole in the first 52 of the qualifying session, 2 tenths ahead of Chris Barrett. And behind them you actually have William Hope, I believe that is. If I can confirm that, yes that is William Hope in the Audi. Wow, Edward Hope is in the BMW. Does seem like it's very competitive, even like besides the clock, you got You've got Jamie Lawrence, 1.1 seconds off. You've got Richard, 1.2. Eric Love, 1.4. Adam Singer, 1.5. Ruth Ellison, 1.5. Tom Dowman, 1.5. And even Colin Worcester is in on that action, just a tenth behind. And Chris Scar ahead over them all, with Nick Green even. So it does seem like it's going to be quite intense in the reverse grid lap specifically. Well, maybe even on the start of the race, of race 1. Dan Reed, purple in sector 3, not improving in sector 1 and 4, gets a nice toll from Juka Aho there, who's still staying his first lap. Colin Worcester finding some time through sector 3 and 4. Dan Reed jumping into P2, 54.476. Juka Aho in P17, 155.089. Eric Newman jumping into P5. Yeah, no, improving, sorry. He's already in P5, 53.442. It's quite confusing with the pro and am drivers mixed about in the standings. William Hope, we saw him behind Alex Gar. Is he still behind Alex Gar? Yes, he is. So he's got some of that total, improving through all the sectors so far. Obviously, he's in P15. He'll be hoping to maybe even get around the P10, so that's a 54 flat maybe. We'll see how he does. Let's see if he gets an off track. No, that looked quite clean. Alex Go, purple in the final sector. Does he improve? No, he does not. Misses out by a tenth, but does actually find more time in the sector. And William Pope jumps into P6, 53.650. Exceeded my expectations even. Or at least my good prediction. We have the Chris fans in here. 3 minutes remaining, and Chris is leaving the pits. Just to give you what you wanted, we will put some eyes on Chris. We've got Stephen Hughes finding some time in the middle sectors. Jamie Pounder finding time in the exact middle sector. Eric Love, 2 sectors of some spare time. Jason Orr not able to improve, I believe. Steve Rubino also out on track. His out lap, I believe. Nose Core not able to find any time on his current lap. And we've got 2 minutes of qualifying, so I believe this will be everyone's pretty much last lap when they start it just about now. Yeah, anyone who crosses the line now is over. Dan Reed, however, we'll quickly take a look at him. Purple in sector 3, is he starting his final lap? He will be, yeah. He timed it perfectly because it's 153 roughly. He did a 154.476, that's his target. Adam Singer currently off the track. Yeah, he stopped. Something must have happened to him. Into turn 1, Dan Reed. Jamie Conway not able to find any time so far on his lap. Oliver Swan finding a tiny bit, and Carlton Small too. Chris Scar not able to find much time either. Matt Edmondson also in that gang. Seems like the drivers are already at the limit. Or maybe the conditions have changed a tiny bit. Although it's 15 minutes, I wouldn't say it changed too much. Lurkic Man is behind Dan Reed. So Robert Brown also not able to find time. Looks like these are going to be something resembling our final standings. We'll still run through the grid order as usual. So 1 minute of qualifying remaining, so anyone who's under the lap will get to finish it. No one else can start a lap. Jamie Pounder finding some time in the first sector. Robert Brown finding some time in the fourth sector. Dan Ball finding time in the third sector. So maybe there might be some improvements. Robert Brown jumps into P4, 54.843, leapfrogging Carlton Small. Not much more than that, I don't think. Dan Ball, green through 2 sectors, 3 and 4 to be exact. Dan Reed currently coming out onto the back straight. Going to have a chicane remaining and the final corner, and he might get a little bit of the toll from the Mercedes of Anthony Lanzaro. Dan Ball jumps into P5, jumping past Eric Newman, William Hope and Chris Scar with a 53.439, just 3 thousandths of a second ahead of Eric Newman. James Braid finding a lot of time. Jamie Lawrence also improving, now 9 times behind the lead, and Dan Reed actually cancels his lap. No score. Is he able to improve? No, he's not. He's missing out on 4 thousandths of a second to match his first lap. Kevin Straw on his first lap as well. Drew Carroll hoping to improve maybe, and no, Drew Carroll's in the wall. Oh, what happened there? Now, where is our fan? Oh, no, Chris Barrett actually didn't do a lap. That's not good. So that's Dan Ball. I believe either this is his final lap, or someone still has to cross the line. I am not sure. I mean, since it's showing it, possibly. Stephen Hughes finds some time in the Ferrari, the Martini Ferrari. Or the Williams Ferrari, maybe. That would be the better way to call it. I'd like to call it the Lancia Ferrari, although I know Williams used a similar scheme. But I do like Lancia a lot more. Well, who doesn't? Everyone loves Lancia as the underdog in the Group B Rally Championships. Well, at least I know that they were the rear-wheel drive champs when four-wheel drive was coming in and dominating, really. Dan Bohr, purple in Sector 3. So he's going for the lap. Let's see how he does through the final few corners. Oh, he's out of fuel. He's out of fuel. That could explain why he did such a good Sector 3. He's pulling over on track. Stephen Hughes is the only person left with improving sectors, and is he out of fuel as well? Oh, that's highly possible. Or he invalidated somewhere and just cancelled the lap. That's also possible. Steve Rubino, is he out on the lap? Let's see. He is. Don't think that's a flying lap, however. That's a 350 in Sector 3. There's also Robert Brown on the album. That's quite interesting. So obviously we're waiting for these drivers to finish the laps before iRacing can proceed to take us into the race. And before I can actually show the grid results, I have to wait for the session to progress. It's not the most convenient of all things, honestly. Step across the line, and that should be it. Just waiting for... Come on, now we're just waiting. Angry scrolling. Oh, right. Can you hear the scrolling? Oh, that's not good. Apologies for that. Couldn't. Oh. That'll be better. That's not right. There we go. Alex Gall on pole for Satellite Racing in a Sport. 52.861 was the target. Chris Bauer was not able to match that 2 times down, starting alongside him, followed by Jamie Conway and Edward Hope, 4 times off each. Dan Bohr and Eric Newman on the third row, 5 times each, 5 times off each. William Hope and Chris Scarr on the fourth row, 7 and 8 times each, off each. Nils Core and Jamie Lawrence on the fifth row, 8 and 9 times off respectively. Nick Green, the GT3 AM driver, ahead of Richard, starting on the 6th row, 1.1 and 1.2 seconds off respectively. Actually, we'll do it like that. Oh, no, we're not. Okay, move on. Okay, then we've got Eric Love and Adam Singer on the 7th row, 1.3 and 1.5 seconds off respectively. Colin Worcester and Ruta Nelson, 1.5, both of them, very close together, on the 8th row. Tom Darman and Dan Reed, 1.5 and 1.6 seconds off. That's the 9th row. Robert Brown and Carlton Small, 1.9 and 2.1. Dirk McManus and Drew Carhill, 2.2 and 2.2. Matt Edmondson, 2.3, and Jamie Pound at 2.4. Duncan Cope, 2.9. James Wade, 2.9. Jason Orr, 3.0. Stephen Hughes, 3.6. Oliver Swan, 3.9. Bill Smith, 4.5. Anthony Lanzaro, 5.1. Steve Rubino, 5.3. Xander, 6.8. Kevin Straw, 9.0. Danny Hudvin and Rahul Boynani didn't set laps, and that's the end of the grid. Okay, so just had to speed it up a little bit, just to make it on time. Let's show the chopper cam. So blimp camera maybe will be better. As they're forming up, we are going to remove the best time. Just show the interval for the start. Or maybe not even an interval. We'll go over the replay of the start later, so we'll see how Alex Gall can do. Oh, that's a frame rate chug there. Ah, okay. So we're going to have to use the TV cameras for a moment. As the cars come down for round 4 of the PPR and iRacing GT3 League, PPR iRacing GT3 League. Alex Go leads off quite nicely, but look at that action behind Jamie Conway, Chris Barrett side by side. We're going to go on the blimp camera for this. Okay, chopper camera maybe. Oh, Dan Bohr and Edward Hope getting quite close together. You can see all the cars are coming down, no crashes as of yet. But there is some side-by-side action. Some people getting thrown a bit off, maybe no score there. Everyone seems to be fine so far. No spins, no crashes. Although the hecticness, there's 3 wide even coming out of the arena section. So it does seem like everyone's fine now. Matt Edmondson there on our cameras right now. But look at that, there's Jamie Pounder, Derek McManus, the BMW of... who is that even? James Braid possibly? Yep, that's James Braid. You've got Duncan Cope behind pulling on pressure. Let us see how the leaders are doing with the intervals now. Alex Go already has a gap of 1 second, but look at the action happening behind. William Hope chasing up to Eric Newman, and you've got a massive train going through the Schumacher S's, and there's literally no clean air. There is no clean air whatsoever. You can see all the cars are coming through now. Kevin Stroll leading the back of the train currently. Rahul Boynay didn't start the race. Maybe you can catch up to the long train that is trailing for ages. We are going to have to rewatch that start from multiple points of view because there is a lot of cars in one massive train, honestly. It is absolutely insane. So let's go back to the fight for P3 really. It might be the best thing to watch currently. But look at this massive train. I will not be surprised if I see a dive bomb coming up. So Alex Go already has 1.4 seconds, saying the fastest lap of the race by a fair bit. Obviously, he did start the race. He chose when to accelerate, so there is some delay. Jamie Conway getting right up to Chris Barrett's rear, but so does Edward Pope and Dan Bull. Very close between those two beamers. Eric Newman behind, waiting for a mistake possibly. But all the other cars are waiting to capitalize on the first chance they get. But let's see how our AM drivers are doing. Got quite a few pro drivers behind AM drivers. Nick Green and Colin West are doing a good job, followed by Dan Reed and Carlton Small in their class, and Robert Brown. Someone has dropped down the order. James Braid has dropped. He is in the wall. Oh, maybe just a bit of a spin. Seems to be okay. Let's just quickly take a look at that. Oh, that rear just went loose. Oh, look at Duncan Cobb getting away with that. He is fine. No damage whatsoever. But James is back in the action. So now let's see what happened off the start. Hopefully in a point of view that we can actually watch. So we'll jump up to green flag, there we go. So you see all the cars coming down. We'll watch from the front, then we'll jump back a bit and back a bit again. So these are the top 6 drivers. Edward Hope right in the middle, coming through. Dan Bull getting very close, but it does seem like they're fine. Got Richard there going side by side with the PPR car of Colin West, I believe that is. Getting a little bit loose there, but still keeping it together. Now, let's head back down the grid. Let's see how it worked out in the rear, around here. Oh, actually, I just see Chris Barrett falling down the order, so we're gonna have to quickly take a look at that. Oh, you think he went off track. But it does seem like it was quite fine here. No madness around here. Not the right camera there. So these guys kept it nice and clean. And we'll take one more final look. Where is the green flag to navigate back to? There it is. So around here is where the action was really happening. So you have Dan Reed, followed by, that is Carlton Small, Drew Carajo, and you've got the main pro grid. It does seem like everyone's fine around here. as I said, there were no crashes, but that's a lot of cars. Good job on everyone keeping it clean, really. And we'll take a look at what's happened to Chris Barrett shortly. And actually, Kevin Shaw apparently has crashed as well. So, okay. So now let's go back live. So Jamie Conway's in P2, inherited the lead. The train has broken down a bit, so let us quickly see what happened first. So we see Edward Holt crashing, apparently. So this is the Schumacher S, chasing after Jamie Conway and Chris Barrett. So this is still before the incident. Oh, that's some net code contact with Chris Barrett. We're going to have to take a look at that again. Chris going fairly slowly, and then, oh, that's some unlucky contact. Edward could not get that car stopped in time, and it wasn't direct contact, but contact nevertheless. We also had Eric Newman come off the track for a very long time, but we'll quickly take a look at Chris Barrett first. Going through the chicane, taking a bit of grass, going a bit wide, and yeah, he touched that grass, tried to save it, and that Audi snapped. And he's off the track, no damage whatsoever on his car. Yeah, he's alive. He's alive and well. So that's why he said it crashed. He did not crash, he went off track and just had to wait for everyone to come back. Apparently Chris Scar has crashed. So Chris Scar and the Mercedes of Jamie Lawrence going side by side through the chicane. Good job, and there's some net code contact yet again. And that's a, oh my gosh, that was, I believe, yeah, Edward Holt, I believe, making contact with Chris Scar. Oh, that's some suspension damage for Chris. Where is Edward Holt? Where is Edward? To quickly look at him. Oh gosh. Well, Chris Barrett was also spinning there, so it did seem like it went all downhill. I cannot see Edward. Okay. So, just a rundown. So, who is currently at the back? We've got Chris Scar, who's fixing his damage, and I believe it's fixed now already. We've got Eric Newman, who had a little bit of a spin in the grass, I believe. We could take a look at that very soon. You've got Chris Barrett trying to fight his way up through the field. Got a lot of arm drivers to do it, but obviously this could be good tactics for the reverse grid. It's not all over. We've got Tom Connor-Darwin in P7. He didn't qualify, I believe, where he started the race. Chasing after Colin Worcester now, so he's doing quite well. Benefited from all of the madness. I do not know where Edward Holt is currently, however. Sander in the pits. Oh, that's a totaled car. That is a totaled car. So he's gone nearby. He's racing with, that's Richard, I believe. Going through the Schumacher S, and then that rear comes loose and he's in the wall. That's a big crash. Big crash. And now Anthony Lanzaro. He's already had some damage. I'm not sure from what. Coming out of the Schumacher S down the straight. And overcooking into the corner. Another Mercedes getting the rear loose. Stopping on track, but he seems to be alright. Yeah, there you go. It's a nice choice of going in the grass and not really impacting anyone. So that's Sander in the pits. No idea where Edward is. Oh, I see Edward. There he is. Oh, he's got some serious damage. Chris got, yeah, we saw it when Chris, well, got a bit loose. Well, he made contact with Jamie Lawrence, netcode contact, so no fault of their own. Edward Holt was very unlucky there, and that's a spin. That's a spin by Colin Worcester. And Tom Connor-Darwin actually stops the car on time, but look at all the cars coming around now. No contact, good job there. But that cost them a lot of time, and look at the swarm coming after them now. That is not ideal. But Tom's still alive. Very good reflexes, honestly, to stop that car. Some people would probably floor it when they saw a car spinning, hoping that they'll come off the track. It's not always the case though. So, who is that in the pits? That's still Alexander. We can hide the driver details now. So there's quite a few pro drivers still chasing after AM drivers to get past and join back to the main grid. But Alex Go, he is still setting the pace currently. 2.6 seconds, and I don't think anyone can actually close in. But Nick Green does set the fastest lap of the race for him, and he's in P6 overall. Jamie Lawrence obviously had that contact with Chris Carr, but Nick Green is driving amazingly. He's got 9 seconds to Colin Worcester. Plus, he's got a solid 6 pro cars to act as bodyguards for him in a way. That Turner Motorsports car is definitely no GT4, it's a GT3 for real. You can see there's a little bit of a fight going on for P4 currently in AM. Matt Edmondson, Dan Reed, Jason Orr, Robert Brown in the arena section currently. They are pretty much in a train. Jamie Pounder trying to chase after them. Still got some time to go before he can catch up to Derek Miles. Oh, got 10 minutes remaining. Maybe not enough time. We'll see how James paces. It is quite a theme with some drivers, not necessarily Jamie to be exact, that they don't practice and then they bring out a good pace throughout the race. Obviously we didn't see, I believe, Edward May. He didn't do too much practice in the Silverstone race and did pull out the cards towards the end. He kept the pace very smooth once he felt the limits of the car and himself. So, you know, people could end up speeding up over the course of a race, especially when you haven't done too much practice, since the first few hours are really important, where you'll go from slow laps to fast laps, and then to get the fastest laps you gotta spend a lot more time. Stephen Hughes dropping back a bit. I believe he went off track. Yeah, was a short off track, no crashes, no contact. Eric Love currently chasing after Adam Singer. Has to lift obviously for the chicane, and that does seem... is that a bent front wing? Rear wing, sorry? No, it doesn't seem like it. Although it does look from some angles like it could be bent. You can see the top 4 drivers improving besides Alex. So they're finding more time. Dan Reed actually getting past Matt Edmondson into the final corner, but look, they're going to be side by side down to turn 1. And where is he? Duncan. Oh, okay, I remember now. Robert Brown dropped back a fair bit. He went off track for 24 seconds. We'll take a look at that in a moment. Chris Barrett is in the pits. Is this an undercut attempt, maybe to get through the traffic? He does not seem to have damage, so he is just gonna pull over, get that fuel, and he's done. Actually, fuel? Did he? Oh, he may have not fueled enough. Right. Yeah, he doesn't have damage. He's alright. Well, well, maybe he did not take enough fuel. That would be possible, but nightmare race for Chris. He can probably turn around for the reverse grid race, however. Or hoping he can. Connor Dalman, Ruth Anderson, and Eric Love chasing after Adam Singer currently. The 2 Mercs and a BMW chasing after the Lamborghini of Adam Singer. Got the lights on now, you can see the little white trajectories, if you want to call it that. The white rays, maybe, would be a better word. Maybe a lower fight is brewing up here. No other fights currently, I don't think. Actually, you might have Edward Hope and Jamie Lawrence. Down the straight, can Jamie Lawrence catch him? Let us see. You've got the gyro camera. Maybe down to turn 1 you can make a move. There you go, he's going for it. He's going for it. He is going for it. Oh, okay, that's... they're fine. That's Edward Hope pitting. Side by side, Jamie Lawrence going down the inside and loses the rear. Yeah, another Mercedes with the rear stepping out. And Edward Hope obviously a bystander in that situation. Maybe Jamie going a little bit too faster, but he boxes in. Fairly inconveniently, but he does have damage. Jamie is still alive, however. So you've still got the fight for P6. Now Jamie Lawrence joining in. Colin Worcester not too far behind, obviously he's not fighting for points here. But in 6 minutes I don't think you can catch Nick Green, so you can probably chill out here. James Braid chasing after Bill Smithcombe. He's got that little bit of a damaged car, but he's working his way up the field after the incidents that happened. Obviously he spun by himself, yep. Didn't actually hit the wall, so he doesn't have damage. It did seem like it did, some apologies there. Oh yeah, she has damage in the front left, never mind. This might be a little bit of a fight going on here. Getting a good exit. Can he get past Bill? Down to gyro camera. Is he going for it? No, he's not. Yeah, please keep up the grass. And that's another Mercedes with the rear coming a tiny bit loose. This is a common theme with these guys. Oh, these cars, sorry. So it does seem like Bill's making a few mistakes, maybe cracking under pressure that James Braid is applying. But he's not being too aggressive. Bill, there's the rear stepping out again. Oh, a little bit of contact. Just a little bit, but they're fine, side by side. They are still side by side through the Schumacher race, and James Braid actually lifts up, gives the place back. Quite courteous, these drivers. Respectful. That's what we want. But the fight with Adam Singer, Eric Love, Ruth Nelson, Jamie Lawrence, and Tom Connor-Darman is not over. We've got 5 minutes remaining. Someone will go for the overtake here. Into turn 1, possibly. Eric Love might not be close enough, but someone else is, and Steve Rubino actually just made a pass on Stephen Hughes, who actually says it crashed. Let's see what Stephen Hughes is. Oh, that's a gun front end. We'll take a look at that. Coming down through the Schumacher S. Taking inside cut and just drifting wide. As I said, it was all about the limit, and the rear just lost traction on the exit. How that car can still move is amazing. Obviously it's the panel engineering, amazing. Richard, what happened to him? Did he have some sort of damage? Since he entered the pit lane, so I don't think so. But he dropped down the order now. Does seem to be fine. I mean, the pit stop service was not very long, so I'm not sure what happened. But currently, the only fight going on, or at least as far as I can see. Oh, actually, no, we've got James Braid and Eric Newman quite close together as well. Not on the timing tower currently. Adam Singer leading off the cars, the train of cars for P6. No moves are being done currently, and we've got 3 minutes on the clock, so that's 2 more laps for these guys. Is Chris Scar out? Chris Scar is out, pretty much, yes. He's out on track, but he's actually, he's not lapped, so he's not out. I won't say it like that. He is just a fair bit behind after his damage. Obviously, that was suspension damage, I'm pretty sure. Because that's the way it usually is with this damage model currently, so that damage is for certain at least minutes, if not 1 minute or something. So that's 1 minute to Chris Barrett, not to speak about the rest of the field, because that's 56 seconds to Jamie Panda from Chris Barrett, not Jamie Panda, from Chris Barrett to Richard, who actually just boxed as well with 56 seconds, so that was a lot of time spent in the pits for Chris Scar. Sander, I believe, just had an incident again. Yeah, he's in the pits again. Is that car okay? No, that's a bent front end, but that's not the actual bottom half anymore. So that's progress. The fight for P6 is still going on. Oh, Adam Singer going a little bit wide, maybe going to be under pressure from either club, but not close enough to do anything. And that corner is quite difficult to overtake in. So Adam's getting off lightly here. Can Eric get a good exit out of his corner? Maybe down to the Schumacher S. Can you get an overtake down? It seems like he's gaining time, but don't think it's enough. Anthony Lanzaro boxing in, and Richard again, so it's the race over for those guys, I'd say. Duncan Culp chasing after Dan Reed right now. The 2 Ferraris. It's not side by side, but we've got the Ferrari of... Is that Edward? No, who is that actually? That might be Chris Carr. Let us confirm this. Yeah, that's Chris Carr. He is pretty much lapped, if he not already actually. And chasing after the Ferraris, he's probably gonna let them fight, but maybe gain on the action as well. Got 1 minute remaining. We'll see what these guys can do. Doesn't seem like they're gonna be going for a move that soon. And actually, Tom Connor-Darman makes a move on Jamie Lawrence, who's in the gravel now. We're gonna take a look at that soon, but currently you've got Eric Love chasing after Adam Singer. We'll quickly watch this, and Ruth Nelson right behind as well. This is the final lap, and then maybe quickly take a look at Jamie Lawrence, as I said. Side by side into turn 1. Eric Love got the inside line. Not braking too much later. Obviously has to brake earlier to make the corner. Give space, and that's the overtake done. Took the inside line into the next corner nicely, and already blocked Adam Singer off. Ruth Nelson is going to be putting pressure on him now. So Adam Singer's valiant defense, or valiant P6 train is now Eric Lowe's violin P6 train. Obviously, Tom Dowman lost some time on his overtaking Jamie Lawrence, so we can take a look at that now. What happened to Jamie? Coming into the corner, and the rear comes loose again. Another time for him. Another time for all the marks. This is a statistic we should be taking care of. Well, counting up. It's nothing much said, and not really anyone's fault there. Jamie Lawrence's car is just wiggling about. What else can you say about it? And this is the final lap, as I said before. So Alex Gao will be coming down the back straight, I believe this is now, through the chicane, to take the checkered flag for a win in race 1, but he will be starting last in GT3 Pro for the second race. Flashing his lights as expected. And that's him in, followed by Jamie Conway and Nils Poor, who gets his first podium of the season, I believe. Quyen, he doesn't get too much of the spotlight, but he's there. Dan Bull, followed by William Hope, followed by Nick Green with a fantastic showing. That's P6 overall, finishing 10 seconds ahead of Colin Worcester. Eric Lowe finishing ahead of Adam Singer and Wooten Listen, who were very close on the line, but not close enough. Tom Diamond gets ahead of Jamie Lawrence when Jamie has that little bit of a mistake, and you can see some kissing going on between Alex Gao and Nils Poor. Let's take a quick look at that. Obviously this is past the finish line, so no harm done. After Jamie Lawrence, you've got Colin Worcester, Juka Aho, Carlton Small, Matt Edmondson, Jamie Pounder. That's Jamie Pounder driving into them at full speed. That's a Ford that phases through the wall. Excuse me. Okay, so we'll run down the results officially now, whenever everyone crosses the line. So now we're just waiting on Robert Brown, who's coming across the line now with a missing engine cover, or not engine cover, front bonnet, but not engine cover because the engine's in the back. Bill Smitham and Stephen Hughes with an engine cover missing, as we saw that incident. Richard coming across in P15, Chris Barrett coming across in P16, Steve Rubino in P14 in his class, and that should be everyone now. Yep, that is. So let's go to the scenic cameras and run down the results. We'll do. Okay. Pro results. So a win, another win for Alex. Got a fair lead on Jamie Conway. Drove an excellent race. No harm done to him. He avoided all the incidents and never made any mistakes himself. Jamie Conway in P2, followed by Nils Core. Congrats to Nils for a podium. Followed by Dan Bull, William Hope, P4, P5, P6, P7, Eric Love and Adam Singer, P8, P9, Wooten Listen and Tom Connor Dowman, P10, P11, Jamie Lawrence and Drew Cahill, P12, P13, Jamie Pounder and Edward Hope, Eric Newman and Richard take P14, P15, Chris Barrett takes P16 and Chris Scott takes P17, Derek McManus takes P18. I believe that's everyone in Pro. Yes, that is. No, that's yeah, okay, that is. Now let's take AM class. Congrats to a very dominant win by Nick Green. 10 seconds of a lead on Colin Worcester in P2. Carlton Small in P3 and Matt Edmondson in P4. Jason Orr in P5 and Dan Reed stays ahead of Duncan Cope in P6 and Duncan's in P7. Oliver Swan in P8, James Braid in P9, Danny Hudovin and Robert Brown P10, P11. Bill Smitham and Stephen Hughes P12, P13. Steve Rubino and Kevin Straw P14, P15. Anthony Lanzaro and Sander P16, P17. And Mahou Benani, who didn't start the race, P18. And I believe now the procedures are we wait for the second session to start. And then we'll go from there. So I will see you shortly. I will have the intermission image showing up, and then we'll see from there. There we go. See you soon. And we are back live in the session. We've got 4 minutes of practice remaining, so this is just for the drivers to load in. We've got the custom grid in effect. So as I said before, pro drivers starting ahead of, well, it's each subclass has their own reverse grid, so whoever finished last in pro starts ahead of AM, but in front of pro, all of the other guys, if that makes sense. Just to make sure there's no chaos. So, yeah. You can see non-liveries right now because Trading Paints is doing its thing, I believe. Just gonna double check that actually. Okay, yeah. Just your liveries will be loaded fairly soon. Obviously, just what happens when you have to load in quickly and you don't have much time. It takes a moment to load in the paints. Everyone's beautiful paints, to be exact. You can see William Hope, and I believe that's Edward Hope. Yep. There they are, giving us a nice show. So this will be a 30-minute race this time. Hopefully more action throughout those 30 minutes, but not negative action, if that makes sense. That's William going a little bit too deep, a little bit too wide. But it's okay. He's fine. I heard that Chris Barrett has a broken wheel, or some sort of wheel issue, so I'm hoping that he can actually race still. He does seem to be driving fine. About what pace and what consistency. That's a car in the grass? No, that was not that ball, so it was another BMW. Which BMW was it? It wasn't Duke, it was Carlton, yeah, I think. No, it was Nick, okay. Last race winner. No liveries loaded yet, of course. There you are, the Turner Motorsports car. Now we can distinguish one BMW from another. Although, they're still the same car. Kevin Stroll the first lap. Chris Barrett right there, although that might have been an out lap. Richard coming in with 55. Wooten coming in with 56. Although these laps do not matter to anything, it's just, drivers getting warmed up, making sure the car's working fine, and behaving at least acceptably on semi-warm tyres. No idea how long they take on this track to warm up. Jamie Pounder in P2. Well, that's a good job for him. And Mills Cole with provisional pole in practice by a whole second. Good job, Mills. Jason Orr taking provisional pole in AM. Will Smitham in P2 now. Adam Singer in P2 for Pro. Dan Bull on provisional pole by half a second, 53.616. So that's a pretty good lap straight off the bat. So it's the one lap that they got to do, or one flying lap. So that's very impressive. So we'll show the grid quickly, I guess. Well, let's say, hopefully. So starting in first, it's Chris Scar. Let me quickly switch the cameras and... There you go. Chris Scar on, starting leading us off from pole, followed by Chris Barrett, followed by Richard, followed by Eric Newman, Edward Hope, Jamie Pounder, Drew Kaaho, Jamie Lawrence, Tom Conadamon, Ruta Nilsson, Adam Singer, Eric Love, William Hope, Dan Bull. Let me just move the overlay through. William Hope, Dan Bull, Nils Core, Jamie Conway, Alex Bell. Then for Xander, Anthony Anzaro, Kevin Straw, Stephen Hughes, Bill Smitham, Robert Brown, Danny Hoodwin, James Braid, Oliver Swan, Duncan Pope, Dan Reed, Jason Orr, Matt Edmondson, Carlton Small, Colin Worcester, followed by, and finally Nick Green. There you go. We'll have the interval gap as usual. Actually, no interval at all for the start, just so we have as much screen space as possible. And we just made it for the start with some leeway so we can see the cars moving off. Would it be ideal if we could find the perfect camera angle? That's all our cars on the grid currently. No exceptions. Going to hide drive details. The blue camera will be annoying again, but I mean, there's not much we can do about that. Well, I'd have to create custom primers, which I can do for the next race. Chopper camera is not ideal. So Chris Carr leading us off. He dictates the pace car is in. So whenever he goes, the grid can go. And he seems like he's floored it for race 2 of round 4 at Nurburgring for the PPR and DaveCam iRacing GT3 league. He's got a nice lead. Chris Barrett following him down, followed by Richard. Seems clean so far. Into turn 1. Seems fine. We're going to take a look at the other cars. Frame's going to drop a little bit, but we've got so many cars loaded in. And there's no crashes. Good job, guys. Nick Green from the back. Danny Hoodman did not start the race. But there he is. We're through safely. No crashes. Danny Hoodman actually started from the pits, so he may have not got to the computer at time to actually make it to the grid. So currently, Chris Carr ahead of Chris Barrett. We've got some overtakes. Alex Go and Nils Core having a little bit of a scrap. Side by side going onto the back straight. Still side by side, and then Alex Go chasing after William Hope. So this is the pro grid, the end of the pro grid to be exact. Edward Hope making an overtake on Jamie Pounder. Oh, sorry, this was the back straight now. Apologies, got a bit confused. No, this is the Schumacher race now. Right, okay, I am lost. I was wondering why the cars were already at the back straight so fast. So the top made a nice move on Jamie Pounder, getting through quite nicely. We've got a train of cars behind, as we had it last time, and we have it again. Let's see how Xander is doing, leading off Stephen Hughes and Anthony Lanzaro with a fair bit of a gap now. Jamie Lawrence. Oh, Ruth Anderson is falling down the order. Did something happen on the exit of the corner? Doesn't seem to have damage, however. But he's letting everyone by. Maybe a slowdown of sorts, although I'm not sure how. It's quite difficult to get a slowdown in any of the corners that they recently passed through. Tom Canadama going side by side with Juka Aho with the final corner, and Colin Worcester making a move on Jason Orr. Although we'll keep our eyes on this fight. Jason Orr dropping back another position, and that's Dan Reed falling down the order with Bill Smitham. Tom Canadama lifting off the lane Juka by. Jamie Pounder. Oh, Juka Aho's actually spun. Juka Aho's spun. Wow, Adam Singer avoided it, but actually avoided it. Just Juka damage. We need to confirm this. ASD. Oh, that's damage. Yeah, that's damage. Poor Juka getting unlucky twice. Well, unlucky, not doing that well in the race. So now what happened to Bill Smitham? That's Dan Reed and Bill Smitham together into the final corner. Dan Reed going down the inside. And there was contact into the final corner. Bill Smitham got caught off worse. Actually, well, they both wait for each other pretty much. Not ideal contact. I believe Dan Reed may have gave him a tap, although we're not here to judge fault right now. We're just here to show the action. And obviously what happened to Juka Aho. It's not. There we go, into the chopper camera. Into turn 1, at the inside line. And he hit Jamie Pounder. Jamie's alright, but... Oh, and then he gets hit by Adam Singer. Is Jamie okay? Where is Jamie? Jamie is in P4 currently, but that car does not look okay, I think. Oh, actually. Well, that rear does not look fine, but the front looks alright. And that's Tom Canadama trying to take a look down the inside, and that's actually Dan Bull. Ruth Anderson falling down the order. What's happening here? Dan Bull is back on track with damage, I believe, on the rear. Ruth Anderson is slowing down, and that's Carlton Small off the track. And there's Dan Reed spinning around. What's happening here? What is happening? I am completely... This Bill Smith from behind as well. Into the chicane, but I am not sure what happened in the first place. So we've got Dan Ball and this. Okay, we need to go slow-mo. So you have a car off. I'm not exactly sure who that might be. Eric Newman. And then there's a car in the middle of the track. Dan Ball tries to evade him, but hits him with the rear, I believe. Ruth Anderson evades him. Ruth Anderson is going off the track right there. Yeah, he's got caught off really badly there. Okay. I don't know what to say. And then they're going pretty much too wide into the corner. That's Oliver Swan, Matt Edmondson, and Jason Orr. Then Carlton disappears a bit, goes a bit wide, and there's Ruth Anderson there, and there's actually a spin. The spin. Who was that? Oh gosh, it's very difficult to navigate through this. So obviously, Jason Orr, we're now watching Jason Orr. Carter Small disappears. You've got a car stopped on the track. Some people evade. Carter Small goes wide, and then Ruth Anderson loses it across the track. And there's contact with BMW as well. Yeah, I think it was Kevin Straw in that grey Ferrari. We're gonna quickly take a look at that. Yeah, it was. So, oh my gosh, it's... So we've got Kevin Straw coming side by side, make contact with Dan Ball, and then he gets spun around, magically evades Colin Worcester, and actually a few cars... Oh, there's a BMW that got caught off there. Kevin Straw being back on track there, but not... Actually, no, he's waiting there, spinning around, okay. So that's some of the madness that occurred. It's difficult to explain exactly what happened when there's a lot of it. But Jamie Pounder is currently in P5 still, even with that massive damage. Followed by Jamie Conway, Eric Love and Alex Gall having a little bit of a scrap. Alex Gall obviously benefited from that madness and managed to get past quite a few cars. Nick Green on the fastest lap of the race in P7, so making his way up the field. That madness also benefited him. But Chris Barrett currently in the lead, 1.3 seconds ahead. So while we've been watching the replay, Chris has been increasing that gap. Obviously, he got past Chris Scar at some point. We obviously didn't see that. I won't go back to that, I don't think. But Jamie Lawrence and William Hope going side by side now. Now this is the... Oh, they're side by side. And then there's a train of cars ahead fighting for P4. Into the Schumacher S. Jamie Lawrence actually takes the space, obviously he's ahead already, not even a wing in sight. And Colin Worcester takes the lead of Am. Oh, actually, yeah, that's Dan Ball in front of him, so he's in the lead. Anthony Lanzaro gets past Stephen Hughes, who's going slow, and there's Oliver Swan, and Danny Hudgvin as well. Danny Hudgvin started from the pits and now is in P4. So he's having a great race. It's quite difficult to see what's going on when, you know, there's a car going slowly and then everyone around is just overtaking and switching places. It's crazy. Eric Love going side by side with Jamie Pounder, who's probably succumbing to the damage now. It's a 5-minute race, no pit stops required, I don't think. But poor Jamie, that does not help him. He could box for damage and get the fuel done at the same time, but here he has to suffer from the damage, although I'm assuming it's quite bad. Now Jamie Lawrence behind him, the other Jamie, chasing after, and William Hope hopefully wanting to get back in the fight if these guys fight too hard. Looking fairly clean so far. Well, in this train, we've had a few incidents already. It's quite difficult to explain exactly what happened and who's at fault, but obviously that will be a job for after the race. No score in P14, so he definitely not benefit from this. Jason Orr with damage, and Bill Smith and they're going 3 wide into turn 1. No score on the inside, Jason Orr in the middle, and Bill Smith on the outside. And Jason Orr actually stops it there. Saw no score and got a little bit scared there, maybe very close between these drivers, but no contact, good job. No score up with 8 drivers remaining ahead of him in AM class. Danny Hudgvin dropping down the order, so in a beautiful P4, now has, I think, stopped somewhere. Don't think he was off track though. Don't think he was off track. Edward Hope actually is in the pits currently. Well, he's out. Yeah, okay. So that was the car that was looking the wrong way down out of the Schumacher S when we saw Ruth Nelson and Dan Ball get very badly impacted by it. So yeah, that's exactly what happened. Okay, I'm not actually probably go back to that, although I'm not exactly sure where Edward Hope got the spin on track. Oh, actually, I have it. Okay, let's take a look at it. Although there's a fight for P4 currently going on here. Alex Go getting around Connor Darman. Got the cameras on at the right moment. And now he's going to be hoping to get past Jamie Conway and then try and maybe catch up to the podium sitters. Okay, we'll take a quick look at what happened to Edward. So, that's not it. That is not it. That is not it as well. So this was a very long time that Edward was stopped. So he's gone through the Schumacher S. Eric Newman in front of him. Eric Newman loses in front of him and actually makes contact. Eric Newman gets sent into the wall and Edward spins. Stops on track. Obviously no ABS makes it quite hard and he stayed there. Not moved an inch, but Jimmy Pounder got hit. And obviously Dan Ball and Tennyson got impacted quite bad. He came off the track quite swiftly though, so good job to him, but he has damage from the low contact. Well, the high speed contact, but low contact. So that's why he's pretty much out. In the pits. Chris Barrett leading this race, 3 seconds of a gap now. Meanwhile, Alex Go is pacing up to Jamie Conway. Quite close behind him, and actually there's a fight, 4P10. Jamie Lawrence oh, actually that's not a fight. Jamie Lawrence and Adam Singh made contact, I believe. They were both off track, we'll see quickly. What happened to you, Jamie? Not again. So that's William Hope behind him, chasing after Jamie Pound. William Hope takes the inside, but there's not much space and they make contact. Jamie Lawrence coming off the track. Good reflexes by him. Adam Singer coming round. Oh, actually, Adam Singer is not appearing. And has he spun? He has spun. Oh gosh. That's... We'll take a quick look at that collision again. That's William Hope behind. So that's a quite nice dive attempt, but obviously there was not much space there and there was no net code there, it was just a collision. William Hope waited there a little bit, but he's back on the move, and then Adam Singer actually went too deep. You could see he spun there. So no contact between these two drivers, but between William Hope and Jamie Lawrence. We'll see after the race if there's any protests filed. Obviously in-house protests rather than iRacing protests. Jamie Conway still staying ahead of Alex Gao, and Oliver Swan, sorry, not Oliver Swan, Anthony Lanzaro staying ahead of Oliver Swan, Carlton Small, Stephen Hughes, Nick Green, 4P2. He's got a spotlight. He had a spotlight with the Star Wars car before, now he's got the spotlight for being in P2. So got a fight behind them. Oliver Swan side by side with Carlton Small, or just about side by side, coming out of the arena section now, and there's Stephen Hughes there as well, and Nick Green, so they're all pointing their nose in. Behind you've got Mills Core hoping to maybe catch up to the Pro Pack. Got another 18 minutes to do it, so he can try his best. That's Nick Green backing off on a move on Stephen Hughes, or at least it seemed that way. And there's you, dives in on an inside, makes a slight contact. Stephen Hughes has a little bit of damage, but that was a swift dive, very swift. We're going to take a look at it actually. Wow. I have to say that was a hell of a move. Oh, a little bit unexpected for Stephen, obviously he didn't see that one coming. Quite a swift move by Nick. He's hoping to get back up, obviously he won race 1, so he wants to get back up and get the best result for race 2, which is the reverse grid as we know. Chris Bauer is saying the fastest lap of the race. So it's safe to say that he's got the win in the bag unless something happens to him. Good job to him. But now we've got the action to work behind. Alex Go chasing after Jamie Conway, then Tom Connor-Darman and Eric Love. You've also got the fight for P3 with Carlton Small, Oliver Swan, Nick Green, Stephen Hughes as before. Nick Green actually dropped. No, actually Stephen Hughes dropping back. What has happened to Stephen Hughes? No, he's fine. Okay, so Mills Cole just got past him now. And Oliver Swan fighting with Nick Green. So Nick Green has gained another position, jumping into P4 now. Now he's just got Carlton Small ahead of him and Anthony Lanzaro. And he's got to catch up to Colin West, but I don't think he can do it in 15 minutes. Unless he pulls out the best pace in the world, which is fairly possible. Never say never. So that fight has slightly dissipated, but you've still got the fight if the timings are right. Yeah, there you go, Alex Go and Jamie Conway. Alex Go pulling out to the left, going round the outside, or trying to do a switchback move of some sort. Does seem like they're not side by side currently, but into the Schumacher S. No, they're still tucked in. They're still tucked in behind. Will he try and go for a move anytime soon? Let us see. Watch the gyro camera quickly, there's not much action going on anywhere else. Down the straight, can you get a good exit? Not ideal, loses some time to Jamie Conway, doesn't get the 8s perfectly, I'd say. Maybe down the back straight you can do it. I've heard that the Ford is a bit of a downforce car because it feels really bad on the low wing settings, so that means Alex is really not going to benefit too much from the toe, but he needs the toe to keep up. But he's not going to benefit from it that much since he's slower than the other cars in the straight line anyways. But he just sort of keeps them on par. Or at least that's the way I think of it. Not sure what the difference actually is. Into turn 1, Jamie Conway goes defensive. Alex Go going round the outside, getting very close together but no contact, and actually still round the outside, still side by side. Into turn 2 now. Still side by side, and actually Alex Go loses out there, but he's going to have the inside into the next corner. This is towards the exit of the arena section, and Jamie Conway takes the inside quite aggressively. Gets a little bit of a slide, I'd say, but they're still going. Tom Connor-Dowman and Eric Love having a little bit of a scrap behind. And look at these guys fighting. Alex Go on the outside yet again. Can you do it? He's into P4 in Timing Tower, using all the space given to him, and now he's got the inside into the next corner, down to a... Oh, I think this is a hairpin. And he's ahead of Jamie Conway. Great move. But Jamie Conway's got the slipstream. He's going to go for the outside move as well. There he is. But, oh, maybe a switchback? This is some great racing right here. But now Jamie Conway has lost the position. Good job, Alex. Fought you through half of that, pretty much. And now, yes, Jamie Conway has to worry about Tom Connor-Dowman and Eric Love behind. Now back to AM class. You've got Nick Green, Carlton Small, and Oliver Swan, and Stephen Hughes behind. In a little bit of a train. No fighting going on here right now. And actually, Nils Cord just got past Anthony Lanzaro, so now he's got one more car ahead of him. And now it's just he's back to the pro grid. I'm not sure if he lost too much time in the incidents, but there's William Hope getting past Jamie Pounder, who's gone quite slowly. Jamie Pounder has crashed. Sorry, that's not it. There he is. Going into the corner, takes the line fairly nicely. Down onto the back straight now. A bit too much curb and touched the grass. Spun it on track. Jamie's race is not going ideal. Obviously, that touch with Edward Hope did not help his car, and I think he got some damage later on a little bit as well. But that's William into the P8. And Eric Love is actually past Tom Connor-Dowman. Let's take a quick look at that. In the chopper camera. Into turn 1. And he made that stick, so Tom Connor-Dowman just went a bit too deep. Very close behind him, but I think that move is done. Yeah, there you go, he backs out. So Eric Love is now ahead of Tom Connor-Dowman, but I don't think Tom will let that stick, so we'll keep watching here. Anthony Lanzaro gets past Carlton Small, actually. We'll quickly skip over here. And, oh, actually, this is the start of the lap, so this is the arena section right now. Side by side they go. There's also, there's Nick Green there as well, hoping to get in the fight. We know how aggressive, and wow, that's, speaking of aggression, there's Anthony Lanzaro making a mistake. And Nick Green is in E3. Sticking his nose in there, and that helped him. Putting under pressure, and now Oliver Swan's putting under pressure on Anthony Lanzaro. Backs out of the move, and actually Anthony clips a little bit of gravel there, keeps it together. You've got Stephen Hughes as well there, chasing after Oliver Swan for the last few laps, I think. Danny Hunerin catching up to the places he's lost. He was in P4, I believe, a while back. 12 minutes remaining. Damn ball now. I'm getting past Jamie Lawrence. Jamie actually went off track, so I believe that may have been out of the Schumacher S exit. Oh, well, it has to have been, because it was very short of track. Now Nick Green chasing after Carlton Small yet again. We're looking back at here. Anthony Lanzaro already losing a fair bit of time, so you can see Nick Green's pushing as hard as he can. Can you get Carlton Small on the back straight? Not the fastest exit there, but Alex Go, the fastest lap of the race now. He's got clean air, he's pushing, but that's around 10 seconds to close in for the lead. Can you catch up to Richard and maybe make the move? Sure, in 10 minutes, yeah, you can maybe do it. 11 minutes, sorry. But catch up to Chris Barrett? Not quite, I don't think so. Oliver Swan behind. Oh, actually, there's someone coming into the pits. That is Anthony Lanzaro. What's happening to him? Does he have not enough fuel? Maybe he does. There is a fuel cap set, but apparently it doesn't actually impact. You don't have to fuel save to make it at the end, so I don't think it should have an impact, but who knows. Oliver Swan and Stephen Hughes going side by side, and actually Oliver Swan going for the switchback move. Look at that. Oh, switchback. I think Stephen broke a bit away later and went in way deeper, and Oliver just let him in. And then just took back his position. Eric Love and Tom Conor having a fight. This is down towards the hairpin. No, sorry, the Schumacher S. I get confused sometimes. Side by side they go. Wow, that is impressive. We haven't seen it often. I think we've seen it once in the last race. But now Eric is still holding on, defending very well against Tom. Tom is going to have to find a very intelligent way of getting around Eric and actually making it stick. And there's who is that? That is Kevin Straw. Apologies, forgot the first name. And Kevin's letting them by. Thank you for that, Kevin. Very respectful of you. Jamie Conway, actually chasing after Alex Go. Still under a second behind, so Jamie's pulling on the pace. Alex is closing in on Richard, but while Jamie is not really losing time. Yeah, you can see the last lap was about the same. Great job. Got Madness in there, haven't really talked about him much. May have got caught off guard on some of the crashes or incidents. Doesn't seem to have damage, but he's a fair bit down on his peers. Dan Reed also, although he had an unlucky last race. It's getting quite dark now, 10 minutes remaining. Now, back to the actual action. Nick Green still chasing after Carlton Small, but still under half a second. So he's pulling on that pressure, doing about the same laps, but obviously when you're following another car, it's potentially slower than you, you could lose some time sometimes. No pun intended. Just listening to the noises of the cars, it's quite nice. I have to say. I don't have like some premium headphones. You don't need premium headphones anyways, but it sounds really nice. Honestly, the car engines are spot on. At least for me. You're all entitled to your own opinions. No score, making it round Adam Singer. I'm not sure what happened to Adam Singer. Says he went off track, so another one of those. Sander in the pits yet again. But now, well, yet again, this race weekend, if I want to call it that way. First time this session. Let's take a quick look at what happened to him. Doesn't seem to be damaged, so maybe fuel. No score. It's just got one more car in front of him. Although that car is not very close right now. Let's see what Colin Ross does. Yeah, that's a good few seconds. So Nose will have to put the pedal down as far as he can to try and catch up to the actual main pro grid. Obviously Rutamus and Jukaho are scattered, and Madam Singer too. And obviously Edward Hope, Eric Newman after the incidents. That is Jamie Pounder in the pits. Is he gonna fix the damage now? Or is he out of fuel? Wow, it's really dark now. Oh my, Alex Go is right on the rear of Richard. And actually, what happened to Jamie Conway? He's 3 seconds behind now. So we're gonna be watching Alex catch up to Richard and get past him, because I think that's actually unavoidable. Carlton Small with the fastest lap off and cross, so now Nick Green is losing time to Carlton Small. Good job, Carlton. Not crashing under the pressure, actually getting better under the pressure. Top corner down, we're still chasing after Eric Love, but we're focusing on Alex Gar, who's leading the charge from the back of the grid to the front of the grid now. Through the Schumacher-esque, he had to lift a little bit there, but they're side by side now. Now we've got the chopper camera. Oh, okay, not side by side anymore. Alex Gar playing Richard to take the spot, but he's going to aim for the back straight, I think. There it is, look at that gap closing in. There he is, and now he's pulling out to the right. They're side by side. Now will be the chicane deciding who's in the lead, or who's ahead. And actually, that little curb tap actually may have cost Alex the spot. Although he was behind before, so maybe not costing him. Costing him a bit of time would be the correct word. And costing the time it really is. Chris Carr is 6 seconds behind Chris Barrett. So you'd have to be on the top pace to even have a chance of catching him within like a 1 hour race even. So as I said before, I don't think Alex can do it, but he's fine for the podium here, so he can definitely get a podium. We'll see how good the defense is. Nick Green is still having to figure out how to get past Carlton Small, who's actually setting a very good pace now. He's figured out what the fastest lines are, figured out how the car feels. And now he's just putting in the laps and trying to make sure Nick Green can't get an opportunity to get past and make it stick. Danny Hoodwin in P7, chasing after Jason Orr and Duncan Cole behind, putting pressure. It's actually very dark now, 5 minutes remaining, so it shouldn't get super dark, but you got the lights shining very brightly now. Alex Close still on the rear of Richard, down to the hairpin now, laying him in. Could potentially go for a dive if he feels confident about making it stick is another story. Through the Schumacher-esque is still apart. Glover and Tom Conadama still apart, and Danny Hoodwin and Jason Orr still apart. It'd be great if you could have like a full lap of side-by-side action. Now down the back straight yet again. Can he make it work? Yes, he can. He's got the good exit again. He's got a slipstream, but I don't think he'll be able to make it to the chicane. Yeah, he's not gaining too much time. William Hope actually getting past Tom Conadama, who is off the track, or was off the track. Now he's back on the track. So Schumacher-esque exit. Down, making a move on Eric Love, actually down the inside. Into the corner, and... oh, that was another Mark losing the rear. What's going on with these Marks, honestly? Making contact with Eric Love, but I think that Beamer should be fine. Could have been worse, honestly. Could have been worse. But he's back on track, but losing the position to Dan Bull. Still chasing after him, but that position is lost, and he also lost the position to William Hope. Alex Gar side by side with Richard into the arena section, so there's the full lap of side by side action pretty much. And has he done it? No, it's still side by side on the exit, but that's a really good exit for him. And that's Jamie Conway actually looking. That's side by side there. And Jamie Conway gets past as well, so that we're going to take a quick replay of that actually. That was a great move by Alex and by Jamie. So there he is. Richard goes in a bit too deep, and then into the next corner he has a very tight line, so it's very inconvenient. Alex gets the really good exit, and Jamie Conway, look at that exit. Look at that exit by Jamie Conway. And he has that move done. So Jamie Conway up to actually no, he is behind. What hell? So that's scrapping about, and now the inside. He has the inside, and Richard actually goes around the outside. He loses it a little bit. I saw that rear. The rear didn't stick to the track that well. That would have cost him that. That cost him the position. If the rear stayed completely planted, he could have just gone the throttle ASAP. Carried a lot of speed through the corner. It's just the car couldn't take it. That would have been a very, very good defense if he could make that stick. But Jamie Conway gets ahead yet again. I'm sure Richard will give Jamie one more attempt to defend. If it works, we'll find out. Whether it works, sorry. Jamie's defending. We've seen this happen before. Richard going round the outside. Quite a common move round the outside. He's going too deep though. Jamie Conway. That defense is solid, very solid. Obviously, he didn't do anything special there though. Richard wasn't able to really get the perfect exit and challenge Jamie to the next corner. Sander and Magnusson having a little bit of adventure. No, actually, no, Magnus is just driving by. Sander's going a little bit deep. Not the ideal line. So now Alex Gow is on the podium, but Chris Bauer's going to be taking this race win with 30 seconds remaining. Compensation for the Chris Bauer fans will give you a lap with him. And that was the final lap. Coming around the final corner, Chris Barrett takes the win on race 2 of the PPR and DaveCam iRacing GT3 league at round 4, obviously Nurburgring. Good job to Chris, redemption for him after race 1. Chris Carr takes P2, very good position, redemption for him also. And Alex Gow fights his way up to P3, excellent race for him. Excellent both races. Jamie Conway made some excellent moves and Richard defended well, but just wasn't enough in the end. Eric Love in P6, William Hope in P7, Dan Bull in P8. Now let's see if there's any action going on in the back. Can Nick Green get past Carlton Small? No, you cannot, that's far too far. Danny Hoodgreen and actually Kevin Stroll off the track recently. Don't think there'll be a move done right now. Yeah, Nick Green took a look, but it wasn't going to stick, I don't think. Would have been quite a desperate dive. Duncan Hope still chasing after Danny Hoodwin. Isn't able to make a move here. Yeah, not even on the exit of this corner. Just if he had turn 1, if the line was after turn 1, the finish line, well, maybe. But no. Jukaho finishing right behind Ruth and Wilson. Both of these drivers getting quite unlucky today. Oh, in race 2 at least. And now we're just waiting on Dan Reed and James Braid. Dan Reed very unlucky today as well. James Braid also had a very good race 1 fight back, but got caught off guard in race 2 in the back straight incidents. Bringing the car home, however, is the most important part. There you go. That's the race over. So I've got the results. Let's take a scenic camera as usual. Got the pace car sitting there. And yeah, so we'll show pro results first, as usual. So we've got Chris Barrett taking the win, followed by Chris Scar and Alex Gow on the podium. Then in P4, Jamie Conway, P5, Richard, P6, P7, Eric Love and William Hope, P8, P9, Dan Bull and Tom Connor-Darman, P10, P11, Jamie Lawrence and Mills Court, P12, P13, Adam Singer and Bruton Anderson, P14, P15, Drew Carho and Jamie Pound, P16, P17, Eric Newman and Edward Hope and Eric Newman. And now in AM class, Colin Worcester takes the win. So it wasn't Nick Green this time, but Colin Worcester, Carlton Small, Nick Green on the podium. P4, P5, Oliver Swan, Stephen Hughes. P6, P7, Jason Orr and Danny Hoodwin. P8, P9, Duncan Culp and Bill Smitham. P10, P11, Robert Brown and Dan Reed. P12, P13, James Braid and Matt Edmondson. P14, P15, Xander and Anthony Lanzaro. P16, Kevin Straw. Is there any more? No, there isn't. Okay. So that's the race. That's everyone. Yeah, that is everyone. So thank you all for watching. Appreciate everyone's support, as I mentioned earlier. And next time you'll join us, or hopefully join us, at the wonderful track of Long Beach, the brand new addition to iRacing, and it'll be a single race, 45 minutes, back to the usual formula. And then Charlotte Roval also on the usual formula in 2 weeks. So thank you all for watching, and goodbye.